I'm sharing my story because I want to raise awareness of the importance of organ donation and people sharing their wishes. I believe up to 9 people's lives can be saved from one person. I think it's something like that. And so that really is a legacy to leave. I had my transplant 10 months ago and it was at the Freeman Hospital at Newcastle. So I was relatively stable for many years. I had the limits that came with it, but I was relatively stable. But then about a year to a year and a half before my transplant, I suddenly worsened. I really quickly deteriorated in lots of ways. Everything worsened, could barely walk at all. I was really fatigued, exhausted all the time. I was increasingly blue and I was very ill. I was really ill. Basically, it turned out that my only option for survival really was a heart and double lung transplant. When it was mentioned when I was in hospital when I was really ill, I actually felt a sense of relief because I thought there was hope that I had that option, because I know that not everybody gets that option. And I understood as well, because I knew how ill I was, that was the only option. And it was just a case of just waiting to see. And for me, because I was so ill and I was put on originally the active list and then the urgent list, I was only in the hospital at Newcastle for a couple of days before I actually had the transplant itself. And I remember kind of the vague thing of waking up and thinking, I'm alive, I'm here. And I do remember one of the first things I noticed when I woke up. I looked at my hands and they were no longer blue. They were pink. It was one of the first things that I noticed. Yeah, I was in hospital for a total of 6 weeks after the operation. It was such an amazing feeling going home. But also straight away, even though I was very weak from the operation, noticing the little things where the breathing was easier. Just even though I had to build my strength up, it was so much easier. That was it was so new, so it was a wonderful experience, because I always say that my transplant saved my life and changed my life, because yes, it obviously gave me my life and a new lease of life, but a life that I've never had before, because knowing I could walk down the road and not get out of breath, and it's like I joined in with the world and joined in with what everybody else was doing. It was amazing. So 10 months odd now from the surgery, and I'm feeling really well. I'm still recovering and building my strength back up, but it's come on quite a lot since when I first had the surgery, and I'm really noticing all the benefits from the transplant in terms of what I can now do. I can go on quite long walks. My day-to-day living, day-to-day activities are so much easier than what they were. It's just amazing, it really is. The last year, I have to say, has been one of the most amazing and yet profound experiences of my life. To my donor, if I could speak to them now, I would say thank you so much for the gift of life. And saying those words, it's like words don't seem enough. And saying the words thank you seems really small to measure the amount of gratitude I feel towards my donor for the life that they've given me. It really is the ultimate legacy. I think it's really important that people share their wishes if they wish for their organs to be donated when they die. It's such an important decision to make if they're able to. Obviously not everybody's able to, because even though there's the opt-out scheme now, unless you communicate to your loved ones what your wishes are, then it's down to the loved ones to make that decision, and it might not always be the same decision that you've made. So it's really important to make your wishes clear to your loved ones. Really important. I'm just looking forward to being able to do all the things that I've not been able to do before, and to live a healthy, happy life.